The federal disaster declaration includes areas in Buncombe County hit hard by Tropical Storm Fred.
Shops and restaurants in Candler damaged by floods say federal assistance is needed.
News 13's Andrew James is live with their reaction tonight. Andrew?
A shed floating across the road, cars submerged, drivers rescued by swift water teams. This was the scene on Smokey Park Highway in Candler last month as the remnants of Fred moved through.
If we're staying here now, it'd be up to our neck right here.
Roger's Unlimited Paint and Body was hit hard, the owner telling me they had 4.5 feet of water inside, damaging his tools and cars, bringing his business to a halt for the last 3 weeks.
Do you have
an estimate of losses for you?
Lord, no. Everything I had, took it off.
Help is on the way, though, with a federal disaster declaration signed this week. Buncombe County Emergency Services confirming FEMA had boots on the ground Thursday.
Everybody that previously reported damage to the county needs to go in and file that FEMA application.
Angie Ledford tells me initial assessments by the county show 130 structures were damaged. FEMA categorizes them as destroyed, major damage, minor damage, or affected.
Between the major damage and the destroyed, that totaled close to 40 structures.
She says it can be confusing with initial assessments from the county, but stresses that anyone impacted needs to apply specifically through FEMA, an important step for businesses and homeowners looking for that assistance.
Hey, it's a great big smile, a great big plus anything we can get. You know, we're appreciating everything.
Now, one important thing that Buncombe County Emergency Services told me today is that FEMA assistance typically does not cover privately owned bridges and roads. The state legislature could decide to appropriate funds to cover those repairs, but as of now, a decision has not been made.
And there's an update tonight after weeks of waiting and frustrations.
Incoming federal aid is good news for those trying to move on from Fred.
News 13's Hannah McKenzie is in Canton with more on how neighbors are looking forward to federal help.
All of this used to be in there. The people who own this home tell me they've already submitted their FEMA application. They haven't heard anything back yet, but are hopeful aid is on the way. Cleanup continues in Haywood County with federal aid on the way. Canton Mayor Zeb Smathers says securing it, though, is just the first hurdle. Who decides how and where this federal assistance will be allocated?
You know, to be determined. Obviously, it's a bureaucratic federal program, but the good news is it's not their first rodeo.
Rebuilding businesses and homes, obviously top priority, Smathers says. Jim McQueen lives on Valley Street. The historic house, over 90 years old, now gutted.
They got this room pretty good.
A gaping hole straight through to the ground where his bed used to be. Where do you go from here?
Just with help with friends and family, and hopefully FEMA's going to help some and get it built back and move back in.
He and wife Harriet submitting their FEMA application immediately after the disaster declaration was signed.
But I thought it wasn't going to happen. Yeah.
Does it give you a little bit of hope?
It does, really does.
For now, the Recovered Family Bible providing comfort. Outside Queen's home, we noticed a familiar face. Representative Pless, I recognize you. North Carolina Representative Mark Pless out mowing his son's lawn. Taking a break to talk about state assistance. Last time I spoke with you, which was a week and a half ago, we were still waiting on those agriculture numbers again. So how long is this going to take?
It's huge. The number of counties that were impacted with that, Transylvania, Henderson, some of Buncombe County, Haywood County, it just takes a long time to figure out what the farmers had, what their losses are going to be.
Plus telling us he requested between $80 and $90 million in aid, and he's not alone.
I believe the county was around between 50 and 60 million. The town of Canton was 14 million. Yancey County was 2 million. That's the numbers that I have off the top of my head right now.
But there is something coming.
Oh yes, there is plenty coming.
To apply for federal aid, head to disasterassistance.gov or call 1-800-621-FEMA.
When Tropical Storm Fred came through the mountains last month, it had a deadly impact on a Haywood County campground.
News 13's Rex Hodge reports the owner says there's help from the community, but she is now looking for FEMA assistance.
It's hard to describe the damage Tropical Storm Fred did to the Laurel Bank Campground in Cruso. Seeing it from the air shows the scale. Talking to people on the ground reveals the impact.
From above, you can see the path of destruction caused by the flooding water.
And it was
the most vicious water I've ever seen.
Sherry MacArthur ran the campground for decades.
When one of the campers would bang into a tree or something, the explosion of that was just something you don't want to ever hear. I was telling everybody, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. We got no warning. I got as many as I could to the pavilion.
But 4 of her campers lost their lives.
And that's the hard part right there.
What's left of the campground is hardly recognizable.
The road is all gone. All my campers were such good people. And I've told them I can't fix this.
Are you resolved to rebuild this?
I can't. I can't rebuild this. I don't have the funds.
With a federal disaster declaration now in place, MacArthur will look into FEMA money.
We need to make an application online. They're saying that people are going to bring their laptops to the Cruso Community Center.
She wonders what kind of help she can get.
And maybe I might have to take a loan to be able to hire somebody to come in.
She's struggling to find a way to remove big debris mounds around the campground piled up by community members.
That was all free from the graciousness of their hearts.
On private land, MacArthur says it's virtually impossible to comply with state rules.
And obviously with Sherry here, you can't take all of this stuff out to the state road.
Denny Lease runs the next door campground, also hit hard, losing his home.
The good news is we heard that FEMA's on its way.
A landslide took out Cheryl Reppert's Airbnb. Guests inside at the time with a baby.
The fire department got them out just in the nick of time.
She also hopes FEMA can help.
That was our income, my income. I just need help because I can't clean it up.
Residents here say the help from FEMA is vital, but just as important, they say, is the help coming from each other.